Good afternoon. This is Richie Byron, and this is my report on the philosophy of existentialism for philosocial foundations. So, existentialism was most influential in continental Europe from about 1930 to the mid 20th century. There were many notable philosophers of existentialism, but this was popularized by Jean-Paul Sartre in mid 20th century after the World War II. He was a French philosopher, playwright, novelist, screenwriter, political activist, biographer, and a literary critic. So, existentialism basically asks the question, what if we exist first? So, this is a philosophical belief that emphasizes individual existence, freedom, and choice. It contradicts essentialism, which believes that essence is the meaning that may be ascribed to life. This is the view that humans define their own meaning of life and try to make rational decisions despite existing in an irrational universe. Existentialism also believes that we are each responsible for creating purpose or meaning in our own lives. It believes that there is no divine intervention, no creator, no fate, or outside forces actively pushing you in particular directions. Existentialism believes that there is no one truth, no inherent rules or guidelines, that individuals are entirely free and must take personal responsibility for themselves. It emphasizes action, freedom, and decision as fundamental. As Sartre said, man is condemned to be free because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. There are three important terms in existentialism. First is absurdity. This means the search for answers in an answerless world, or the idea of being born into a meaningless place that then requires you to make meaning. This is characterized by suffering and inevitable death. The second term is living authentically. It means to live with the understanding of your responsibility to control your freedom despite the absurd. It asserts that people actually make decisions based on what has meaning to them rather than what is rational. And the last term is bad faith. It means choosing to live by someone else's rules. Basically means you are following the rule or the truth of one particular group, like an organization or a belief. According to existentialism, this is their interpretation of human existence. They say that the existence is always particular and individual, so to each his own. Existence is primarily the problem of existence. It means it is the investigation of the meaning of being. There is concern or preoccupation that dominates the individual because of the dependence of all his possibilities upon his relationships with things and with other people, the dread of death or of the failure of his projects, the guilt inherent in the limitation of choices and in the responsibilities that derive from making them, the boredom from repetition of situations, the absurdity of his dangling between the infinity of his aspirations and the finitude of his possibilities. And the final interpretation is existence is always being in the world. It means that the problematic character of the human situation through which the individual is continually confronted with diverse possibilities or alternative among which he may choose and on the basis of which he can project his life. As Martin Heidegger said, humans are defined by the fact that they exist or are in the world and inhabit it. In summary, existentialism basically means existence precedes essence. As I close my report, Let me share with you this quote from Sartre. He said, "At first, man is nothing. Only afterward will he be something, and he himself will have made what he will be." So that's all for my report. Thank you, and God bless you.